from UAV Futures here, and welcome back to another episode of UAV Features. Now what these are some things. Usually we talk about FPV drone racing, but this is just bonus content for you viewers, my subscribers out there. We share some shenanigans, have some fun, and today I heard you loud and clear last time when we did the board review of the Timo board. You can go watch that link that should pop up right here. Today we've got the Verreal board because I've been riding this one a lot and I want to let you guys know what it's like. This is after about 400 kilometers, so that's quite a lot of distance to travel on a board. I want to give you my impressions, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. We'll take it out, have some fun, crash this car. Also, Wingman Jono came along for a skate, which was quite fun as well, and my dog has been getting a lot of exercise while I skate around with one of these bad boys. Now, if you're one of those people out there, you've seen electric skateboards, but you've never really considered it, well, let me tell you, it is so much fun. It's a big passion of mine as well, and I've only just started to share it with you guys, but it is so much fun. I've got a lot of boards, some, $1,000 boards out there, but also something like this. This is one of the cheaper budget options, but it still does some stuff that's pretty cool. It's a very, very fun experience. Now, quickly, some of the text and the specs in here, it's very similar to the Timo board. You've got a bit of a budget remote, but we will talk about the acceleration curve and the ESC in there a little bit, is a little bit different. But in here, we've got a 4.8 amp hour battery, and you're probably going to be getting a max of about 12 kilometers, maybe 13 kilometers, 30 Ks per hour speed, so whatever that is in miles, that should flash up on the screen. And probably some of the biggest differences for this one, it has a handle, which you might think, oh, that's no big deal. Let me tell you, if you're using your board a lot, having a handle is very handy. And the other one as well, these boards, they do have the option of a replaceable urethane wheel, which means after a lot of distance, if you're really smashing your board, which is so easy to do because it is so much fun, if you've got some cool places to skate, you don't have to buy the complete whole motor. You can just replace the outside of the hub motor, the wheel right there, which is a cheaper sort of option. So if you're one of those people who likes to buy something that thinks they're going to last, and they can also do some work on it, replace some of the parts, it does have some replaceable parts, which makes it a bit of an attractive option. Now for me, one other difference between this one and the other board is this one is a much more maple deck. It's a little bit stiffer, so you're one of the heavier riders out there, you're probably going to have a better time on this one. It's not quite as spongy, and I guess that's up for debate. Do you want a stiffer board which can hold more weight, or do you prefer a bit of a spongier board for a comfier ride? And then the only other difference is with the remote, it does use a lot of these cheap boards, use these generic remotes, but this one, it does have an easier braking curve. It's a little bit more subtle, so you're not going to throw off the front as well. It's not quite as nice as some of the other more expensive boards out there, but I will say this one does brake better than the Timo, and the acceleration is about the same as well. So anyway, that's enough rambling on the bench. Let's get out there, have some fun. I want to share how much fun these skating boards can be, especially if you put some drones on your back, go for a skate. You're going to absolutely love it. What better way to explore your environments, get outdoors, and just have some fun with mates. That's what we're going to do. Let's catch up with Wingman Jono, go for a skate, and bring you guys along on the adventure. So let's do it. Have some fun. Rip some decks in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my legs hurt. Oh man. Oh, I haven't done this much skating in a long time. My calves are killing me. I said I need to shake it out. Shake it out. It's all good. We'll shake it out.
Stretches.
Yeah. I should have stretched beforehand. Should have stretched before, strenuous exercise.
That's what she said.
So here's the deal. If you haven't skated, I should have pointed this out. If you haven't skated, I guess in a while, or you're a bit out of practice, your calves are going to kill you the first few times. Mine, I guess, I don't even feel it. We've been on a fair bit of a ride. We've probably done about 8K so far. Jono's dying, and I'm still ready. I want to do a lot more. Oh man, it just takes a lot of effort to keep your calves locked in like that, and yeah. Oh man, these things go quick. We got a bit of a special guest here. Look who's turned up. What's going on, Cal? Charlie, come here. Are you having fun? Rightio, you two. I didn't expect you both to be here. Cal's come over a bit early. We're going to have some pizzas for tea, but this is probably the perfect thing rather than, I guess, interviewing you separately. What did you think about the Verreal skateboard? And I'm going to let you go first, Jono, because you know you came over. We went for a skate. That was something we wanted to do today. Cal was meant to come, but he had a bit of a sleep in. So I want to get your impressions first. And I know Cal's been riding it for a while, so before he sort of influences what you think. But you haven't done much skating in the past. How do you feel after that first rip around? What sum it up? I'm just going to let you talk. What do you reckon?
Been like skating on like, you know, proper trick skateboards and stuff like that for a long time and stuff. So, you know, I'm used to doing things a bit more exciting, like, you know, throwing myself down sets of stairs and breaking bones and stuff like that. You know, I was thinking this was just going to be like a leisurely coast around the river and stuff like that. But, like, man, once you flick it into the high speed mode, these things go fast, and like faster than I'm comfortable with on some of those bends. Definitely grip the teeth a little bit when you throw the throttle on.
Did you feel, was it faster than you're expecting?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely faster than I was expecting. Yeah, like I thought the remote there had a bit of a delay in the throttle. But as I was cruising along, I realized the delay there is on purpose, so you don't punch the board like right out from underneath your feet, because it's got a fair bit of power there. And yeah, it gets really quick, like really, really quick. Like,
what would you say to somebody that haven't been skating before? They've seen a few of these videos, and you know they're thinking about it.
It's a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I'd pick this for like an afternoon cruise, like any day of the week. It's just good fun for cruising around. If it was nice weather, I'd use this to commute to and from work as well. Like, it's got enough range and enough speed to get you to work if you're close by. Yeah, like I'd ditch my car on a nice day for this. It's way more fun, man. Like, stuff driving. Nobody wants to deal with traffic. I'll take this. This is good. Definitely pair well if you're trying to hit like a few spots close together instead of like, you know, loading into the car and then unloading and then loading the car back up to go to the next spot. You know, throw in a backpack, throw a couple of micros or a 5-inch in there and cruise on this thing. You have a ball, man.
No worries.
Absolute ball.
All right, so now we're going to jump over, talk about Cal with the text and the specs, because you've been riding this thing around. I guess, do we have any, you don't do a famous 4 words, so Wingman Jono, thumbs up, thumbs down, Jono, what do you reckon?
Definitely thumbs up.
All right.
That was fun.
All right, Cal, so you've slept in, but I'm going to forgive you. What do you reckon about the Verreal board? I've got my dog running around here too, so special, everybody's here, the whole crew. What do you reckon?
I think the Verreal is really impressive for the price. It's a good performer, it goes fast, it's got good range, which really surprised me because it comes with a relatively small, for an electric skateboard, battery, which is a 4.4 amp hour Samsung battery. And I had my doubts as to whether the battery was going to give me the kind of range or power that I wanted, and it certainly does. So, you know, there are other battery options out there. I've also got another board that has a 6.4 amp hour battery, and it gives you almost a third more range. But the speed is just the same. You know, these things are getting up around the 30 to 35 kilometre mark, which is more than enough speed for most of us, that's for sure.
I'll flash whatever that is in miles on the screen. What about the remotes too? So what do you think? It's got the, I've got the, so while Jono was riding, I was riding the Timo board. What do you reckon about the remotes? Because have you got it there? Who's got the other remote? Yeah, it's exactly the same.
The remotes are adequate, but that's about it really. You know, after using some other remotes, these ones don't quite give you the throw that you need to have really fine, precise, confident control that some other remotes offer. So that's my only point of criticism, is the remote could be better, but it could be worse.
Yeah, and that's probably because you've tried some nicer ones too, like on the own board. How did you find the remote as a first-time user, Jono, after a little bit?
Yeah, like I said, it felt like it had a bit of delay in there, but I feel that might have been purposeful. Brake was a little bit touchy, it was. Like, yeah, I wouldn't go jamming the brake on in a real hurry, like easy that on. But, yeah, definitely
One second. Hello, I'm just filming. Hello? Okay, all right, bye.
Yeah, I'll wait, sorry, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, so Jono, how did you find the remote?
Yeah, it doesn't feel too flash or look too flash or anything like that, but it does the job.
Did you find you got used to it at the end of your first run?
Yeah, definitely. I was used to it probably about 2 or 3 minutes on the board, and I sort of had a feel for it. Yeah, I was still feeling a bit touchy on the brake.
I agree. Even after riding it, you do need to be careful on the brake for that one. What were you going to say? Sorry, we sort of hijacked, but back to you.
It's all right. The most important thing with these remotes is that you do have a good, strong link between the remote and the board, and that they work as intended. They do what they're supposed to do. and this does all of that. So look, the only thing that does concern me a little bit is the lack of throw you've got in an emergency braking situation. You really ought to practice your braking with this and make sure you can brake under all conditions, because it takes a little bit of skill, and if you just jump on this thing and you have to emergency brake on your very first time, you're going to come off. So just be aware of that. Other than that, you will get used to it and you'll become a master of this board in no time, and you'll have a great time. Some other really big positives about this board is that it came with a really grippy deck, which is fantastic, and it also came with a cutout handle, which is also great for carrying the board, and it's very convenient actually.
Yeah, Jono, you actually carried mine up one before, the one without the handle. We went for a ride on the Timo, and you got very muddy.
I was carrying this one around. It was
that one's
it was a bit sloppy and muddy out there, and I carried your one and got myself filthy.
Yes,
so, yeah, carrying handle's great.
I like the handle. Yeah.
I will say this is a medium-sized longboard deck. There are larger longboard decks out there, and I will say that the bigger the deck, the more control you seem to have on the board. Look, even though it's a mid-size longboard, it's very good. It's got a bit of flex. It's got some great grip. One thing that was also unique about this board is is one of the few manufacturers that offer replaceable urethanes. So you can get regular skateboard wheels and replace the front ones, but on the back, if you find out that you've worn out the urethanes or the motors aren't performing quite as good as they used to, you can swap them out at a relatively low price.
So what would you say, because I know a lot of people went crazy on the last review for that they loved the skateboard, they wanted to know more about it. I got a lot of emails about it actually. What would you say, sum up Cal's famous 4 words for this board, the Verreal board?
It is a great board for the money.
All right, nice. Thanks, Cal.
Okie dokie, so there it is. There was my UAV Futures episode on the Verreal deck. What did you guys think about it? Drop your comments down below, and probably two messages. First message, if you do this, please wear your safety gear. It's really, really important. I know some other big vloggers out there, they don't wear helmets and all that sort of stuff, but these things, they do go fast. They're very, very quick. You know, they can rip up hills, and you'd be amazed how fast you can get. Please wear your safety gear, because I don't want anybody getting hurt. I can't stress that bit enough. But if this is still up your alley, what I would say is you're going to have an amazing time. If you've never thought about electric skateboards, and for the price, you really can't complain. I mean, the amount of fun you get out of this, it's about the same price as some of these high-performance drones on the wall. You're going to get a lot of Ks, a lot of range, you know, in the 400 kilometers plus that I've done on this thing. You're going to have an absolute blast, especially for the value, you know, the dollars that you put in. It's pretty cheap in comparison to other hobbies. Anyway, what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below. Subscribe for more FPV-related content and occasionally some UAV features related content. I want to get some 3D printing stuff on as well as some shenanigans. We had with some planes and some other sort of fun things. I want to share you guys, take you on that adventure, because that's what UAV Features is all about, just bonus content. And if you don't like it, but you're still watching the end of this video, I'm not sure what you're doing here, but definitely stay tuned, because on the other days, there's going to be some UAV Futures. Anyway, enough rambling. Subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy skating!